There is a common assumption that sits quietly beneath most conversations about the Force. I see it all the time in the comments. Most think that the Jedi represent wisdom, restraint, and moral clarity, while the Sith represent corruption, excess, and evil. It is an assumption so familiar that few people ever stop to really look deeper and question it. But when you move past the symbols and titles, when you examine how the Jedi actually operated as an institution, a different picture begins to emerge. Not one of balance and insight, but of sheer denial, rigidity, and moral avoidance. The Jedi did not fail because the Sith were more ruthless or cunning alone. They failed mainly because they could not see the consequences and shortcomings of their own philosophy. The Jedi Order collapsed not merely through external defeat, but through internal decay and rot in their ranks. And that decay was already well underway, long before Anakin Skywalker ever fell to the dark side. The Jedi believed that peace was achieved by removing disturbance, attachment, desire, and emotional intensity. In their view, the less one felt, the closer one came to balance. What they called discipline was often emotional withdrawal and coldness, and what they called wisdom was usually just discomfort with the human condition. This distinction matters, and I'll tell you why. Emotions are not moral flaws. They are information or signals that you use to understand and work on the inner self. Fear reveals where you might have too much attachment. Grief reveals the value that something had to you. Desire and passion reveal the direction in which to aim your energy. The Jedi did not teach their members how to understand these signals. They taught them to suppress them. Suppression, however, does not eliminate emotion at all. It actually forces it underground, where it grows and festers without reflection or guidance. An order built on emotional avoidance will always appear calm on the surface, while accumulating instability beneath it. The Jedi mistook outward composure for inner resolution, and in doing so, they created an environment where unresolved conflict and inner turmoil was inevitable. This philosophical flaw becomes painfully clear when examining the case of Anakin Skywalker. Anakin was not simply corrupted by ambition or a desire to rule the galaxy. He was not driven by an excessive lust for power or control in the way the Jedi feared. He was driven by fear of loss, and that fear was never given space to be understood. From the moment he entered the Order, his emotional depth was treated as a liability rather than a reality to be worked with. When Anakin expressed concern about losing those he loved, he was told to let go, to blindly accept impermanence, and detach from his feelings. These ideas are not inherently wrong, but they become hollow when offered without compassion, without tools, and without context. The Jedi asked Anakin to surrender attachment without teaching him how to live with love responsibly, and pulled him away from his mother, who later ended up dying at the hands of something that could have been avoided had he been there for her. The Jedi demanded emotional amputations and called it enlightenment. They demanded blind obedience without any understanding of how to navigate one's emotions. When Anakin sought guidance from his master, he received cold doctrine. When he sought understanding from the Jedi Council, he received silence. When he expressed vulnerability and begged for help, he was met with caution and suspicion. Over time, he learned that honesty carried risk and secrecy offered safety. That lesson alone set the conditions for his fall. However, this pattern did not begin with Anakin, and it did not end with him either. Throughout Jedi history, individuals who questioned doctrine, who experienced intense emotion, or who resisted total detachment often found themselves marginalized. Some were exiled, some left of their own accord, others were quietly pushed out of influence. Many of them later became Sith, I do not think this is coincidence, and neither should you. The Sith did not simply seduce these individuals away from the light. The Jedi failed to integrate them, to help them, and show them the way. When an order defines virtue as emotional distance, it inevitably alienates those who engage deeply with life. When complexity is treated as corruption, those who embody complexity will seek understanding elsewhere. The Jedi framed themselves as protectors of balance, yet they repeatedly expelled or ignored those who might have expanded their understanding of it. There is another contradiction at the heart of the Jedi path that deserves scrutiny. The Jedi claimed neutrality while embedding themselves within political power. They served the Republic while insisting they were above politics. This arrangement allowed them to influence galactic events without fully owning the consequences of their actions. By presenting themselves as guardians rather than participants, they avoided accountability. Over time, this produced an order that was administratively powerful but philosophically stagnant and dying. The Jedi grew accustomed to stability and mistook it for balance. The absence of open conflict lulled them into believing equilibrium had been achieved, and they grew so comfortable they could not see the darkness rising right under their nose. True balance, however, is not the absence of danger. It is the ability to adapt when danger returns. The Jedi trained themselves for a galaxy that no longer tested them, and when chaos resurfaced, they were unprepared in ways that had nothing to do with combat skill. At the core of Jedi philosophy lies a moral contradiction they never resolved, and I often see people blindly trying to defend today. They forbade attachment, yet demanded loyalty. They rejected passion, yet commanded armies and fought wars. They claimed to value life, yet removed children from their families before consent was possible, shaping them into instruments of the Order, tools to be used as pawns in the never-ending game of light and dark. By labeling emotion as the problem, the Jedi avoided confronting the psychological cost of wielding authority over others. This allowed them to maintain moral confidence without engaging in self-critique. The Order did not collapse because it lacked virtue alone. It collapsed because it lacked reflection and the ability to look deeper within. The Sith are often condemned for openly pursuing power and wanting better for themselves. The Jedi insisted they were above such desires. History suggests denial proved more corrosive than ambition. This does not mean the Sith are righteous and without fault. The Sith fall when passion overwhelms restraint, but the Jedi fall when restraint suffocates honesty. Both paths carry risk. The difference is that the Sith acknowledge their danger, while the Jedi often concealed theirs beneath moral certainty and fake smiles. Anakin Skywalker did not fall because he loved too much. He fell because he was never taught how to love without being ruled by fear. That failure was institutional and not some personal descent into madness. The Jedi path promised peace through detachment, but delivered fragility through denial. When the pressure returned, their order shattered because it lacked the flexibility to change. If this holocron resonates with you, please like and subscribe so I can bring you more powerful Sith lessons.